Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's tutorial, we're going to talk about how to flip a domain for a profit or how to buy a domain and sell it for a profit. So I know what you're thinking. I have no experience. I've never done this before. I have no skills. I can't do this. See ya. Actually, this video is for you, exactly for you. This is for the person who has no experience, who's a complete beginner, who has no idea where to start. Let's dive in. So I want to show you guys first. So this dashboard right here is Afternick. So Afternick is a domain selling platform that's owned by GoDaddy. And so what you can see is I recently had a domain that I sold for $99 and bought it for about $1. I got it on sale through GoDaddy. So I'm going to take you through the whole process. And this is something that you don't have to be scared of to do. I mean, this is just something you can dive in. You don't need prior experience. Just follow these steps in this tutorial and you can start making money. There's no time frame. I mean, I'm not going to say you can make money overnight, but just to get the experience and the exposure of doing it, then you'll see how easy it really is. So the first thing we're going to do is I wanted to show you the domain actually sold for $99. So how do you find a domain? So I like to go to this website called instantdomainsearch.com. And so I was just typing in a domain here just for an example here. So instantdomainsearch.com is basically, it's a search platform where you can search what domains are available, what are free. I mean, you could do this just going to like GoDaddy or a different host provider, but this kind of gives you an idea before you just start rattling off domains. It tells you if it's free or it's available, not free, if it's available. So I'm going to type in something like dog party time, which is totally random. But as you can see, it lights up green. So if the text is green, that means that the domain is available to purchase. So you always want to look for a .com, especially if you're working, if this is for a business or a blog or something that you plan on taking this full time and making money with the internet. You definitely want to do it's called a top level domain. You definitely want a .com because that's the gold standard. You're going to be taken seriously and it's something that everybody recognizes is .com. So I wouldn't pick anything that's not .com, especially if you're a beginner. So then we're going to go over here to GoDaddy. So dog party time. We got to remember that, dog party time. So we're going to search and just see how much it costs. So dog party, if I can type it, dog party time. Okay, and you don't have to do the .com because it's going to pull up .com if it's available. So here we go, dogpartytime.com. So what this is telling us is for the first year, it's $2.99. So basically $3. So you buy it for $3 and over here, this gives you an idea of maybe some value that you could sell it for if you were to just want to buy it and sell it immediately. So basically they're saying that time is a high value keyword and that is an average sale price of $2,000, which there's no guarantee you're going to sell for that much. However, we're going to walk through the process of what it's like to actually sell it. So, and I have another video that I'm going to post a link in the description below. So I want you guys to check out if you're interested, the entire process of actually legitimately buying domains from GoDaddy and then listing them for sale, the entire process. Today's tutorial is just kind of like a quick run through to show you what I did and how I did it to sell the domain. So once you have your domain, let's just say, for example, you bought this domain, go back over here to Afternick. And then you're going to go into portfolio and click on add domains. So adding domains basically means you want to submit them to Afternick in order for them to see if they get approved for their marketplace. So I'm going to type in dog party time. And remember, we don't own this. We didn't buy it, so it's about to air out. But I just want to show you guys what you do. So you can do, if you have another domain, just hit space and type the other domain, however many domains you want to put down there. And then, or you can also upload a file if you have multiple domains. So click on next and it's going to air out. Well, it didn't air out, but because we don't actually own this, but what it's saying is, that's how you basically go through the first step. So you add your domain and then you can set your price. So it says use estimated value. So the estimated value for this is less than $100. And that's an Afternick GoDaddy kind of appraisal. So you can always bump that up if you want to, but that's kind of at your own discretion, depending on what do you think what the value is, that kind of thing. You can kind of play with it. But if you guys are liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, drop a comment down below drop a comment and let me know if you are flipping domains, if you have experience with this, if you've done it before. Let me know how it's gone for you, because I'm really, really curious, and I really want to know how you been. Have you made some money for, you know, as a side hustle? Do you have experience doing this? Do you not? So yeah, that'd be cool to interact. So just let me know. So that's pretty much it for how to add the domain. I wanted to show that I actually sold a domain. It's not as scary and as complicated as you might think. So that is it for the domain. I'm going to put a link in the description for the other video that takes you much more in depth and deeper into the whole process. But I just wanted to show you how non-scary this was. So if you guys like this, please. Are you tired of being broke? Are you tired of not having any money? I have the perfect side hustle for you. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we have an exciting video about selling domains on Brand Bucket. And if you've never heard of Brand Bucket before, don't worry. It's very easy. We're going to take a walk through it and let you know how it works. And through this tutorial, we're going to get anybody up and running. It doesn't matter how old you are, what you do, what your experience is. You have a family, you're single, it doesn't matter. We're going to cover it all. So there is no, you don't need experience to do this. So let's dive right in. So Brand Bucket is a marketplace for selling domains and buying domains, but we're not going to be buying any domains today. We're just going to be selling domains. So this is something that anybody can do with no experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look. This is Brand Bucket right here, and we're going to scroll down to the very bottom, and in the footer menu there is a little login button right here, a little login link. So we're going to click on login. And if I have an account, but if you don't have an account, if you're brand new to Brand Bucket, it's no problem. You can click on sign up as a seller. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to type in all of this information. So fill out your full name, a username, email address, contact, all that stuff. So once you get that filled out, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what it's like once you're logged in here. So we're going to go, this is a dashboard. So once you log in, you're going to see a dashboard here. And so what you're going to see here on the right side is when you sign up for Brand Bucket, they give you 10 credits. So what that means is you basically have 10 domains that you can sell. So you need to purchase the domains and own the domains before you can actually sell them. So we'll get to that here in a moment. But so I've already tried to sell 5 domains, and it failed. They didn't accept any of them. And we're going to cover that here in a second so you can see what they're not looking for evidently in a domain. So what I've realized is when you go back to Brand Bucket, these are all examples of domains that are for sale. So Brand Bucket, you submit a domain, and if they actually approve your domain to buy it from you, then what they'll do is they will submit an offer for you, and they'll give you a range. You know, for example, let's just say Brand Bucket will buy your domain for maybe $1,500 to $2,500. That's not concrete. Don't take that for gold, but it's just a range. And then what they'll do is if they want to buy it, then you have to accept the offer that they give you. And then that's pretty much it from there on your end. So it's really simple as far as the actual seller is what we would be. So all of these ones that you see right here, these are all domains that individual people just created. They just thought of, and they submitted them to Brand Bucket, and that's how they were purchased. Brand Bucket purchase them off these people. Brand Bucket will create the logo. You don't have to worry about creating a logo. You don't have to worry about marketing or anything like that. You just submit your domain to Brand Bucket itself, and they will usually send you an email in maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. I think it took me about 3 weeks to get an email back to say that they rejected all of my domains. So I'm going to pull up on the screen here. These are the domains that I submitted that they've rejected. As you can see, so gorereviews.com, Mature Reviews, Make Money Dreaming, Work Sucks Club, and Tech Galaxy Shop. So what I realized is I believe these domains are too long. What they're looking for, and typically when you go and you search for domains here, they're max probably 10 characters and no numbers. So 10 characters long. A lot of the things that I've realized is when you're going through and you're searching, sometimes it could be a word that is grammatically spelled incorrect, maybe missing a letter or two, that has more of an allure because it's not the correct spelling. So you can go in here and you can just take a look at all these different domains and try to get some ideas of what you may want to create as far as like whatever you can come up with in your mind for a domain name. So the tool that I like to use to search if a domain name is available or not is called instantdomainsearch.com. So what you can do is if you go over here, and this is directly a tool that I use to complement BrandBucket. So if you search for, say, like sports lounge, what you can see is as you type in, you're going to assume everything that you're typing in is going to be a .com. So a .com domain. So as you type in a word, you're going to see the different letters come up here on the word. So if you see where it says, we'll type in sports. So sports.com, if the text, the color of the text is red, that means it's taken. Somebody already owns it. So sport.com means that somebody owns it, but somebody is actually selling it. So this is really just to see if the domain is available that you're looking for. So maybe you want to do like sport like that, and then gym. Maybe we just put that. And I know that's spelled wrong, but that's just an example of if you see a domain that's green, if the text is green, that means the domain is available to purchase. And instant domain search is not a purchase platform. What you can do is if you wanted to buy this, you can click on buy, and then it would take you to whatever the marketplace it was being listed on. So for example, this one looks like it's listed on GoDaddy or Afternic. So if you wanted to purchase this, you could. So this is a great tool to go through and do a domain search as far as to see what's available, what's not. So you don't have to just guess. You don't have to just think of a domain in your head and type it in. You can literally type in letter by letter, like X, Y, this kind of thing. And for whatever reason, this is taken. You put a couple more letters in there and that's not taken. So this is a good tool to use to search thousands and thousands, I mean, millions of domains. So that's the tool that I use. So let's go back to BrandBucket here. So once you have a domain, let's talk about how you submit it. So what you can do is you have to log in here. And so if you go over here to domains and go to all, you'll be able to see that all of these are declined. These are the ones we just talked about. So these are the domains, they're too long. They don't like it for whatever reason. They didn't select them. So when you sign up for BrandBucket, they give you 10 credits. So 1 credit is $1. So it costs $1 basically to submit a domain to be purchased, or to submit a domain to see if BrandBucket will purchase it. So I have 5 credits left. So the account is free to sign up. I have 5 credits left. In other words, that's $5. In other words, that's 5 domains. So 1 credit equals 1 domain. And you can purchase credits. So if you click on purchase, you can click and you can, so $10 for 10 credits, that means you would be able to submit for 10 domains to be possibly selected. $20, 20 credits would be $20 and so forth. So that's BrandBucket in a whole. It's pretty cool. Use your creativity, go in there, and I hope that you guys can, if you already have some domains, go in there, feel free to submit them, and I'd love to hear about it in the comments below if you guys had any success selling. If you really enjoy learning about side hustles and learning how to make money online, especially with a full-time job, then you should sign up for my free weekly newsletter. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below in order to sign up for the newsletter. And don't worry, you can unsubscribe anytime you want. Hope to see you in there. Are you ready to make some money? Because I sure am. Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of the BrandBucket series video. We're going to dive right in and let's get to selling some domains. So you're going to start right here at BrandBucket and you're going to scroll all the way down and we're going to go to the very bottom on the left hand side. You're going to see the login. So once again, if you don't have a login, that's okay. You can create a new login. You can click on sign up as a seller right here and then fill out the information, all this stuff, and then you can create your account. So if you do have an account, click on login. Okay, so here's the dashboard. So we're looking at the dashboard right now. So how do you actually sell domains? So we're going to go through that process right now. It's really, really simple. And it's only a couple steps. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on domains over here. And as you can see, there's a bunch of tabs over here on this side. And if you were to submit, once we submit, you'll be able to see kind of the data fill in. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the green button that says add domain. So click on that. And then this is where you actually submit your domain. So you're just going to type them out, or you can copy and paste, whatever you like to do. So basically what it's saying, a couple of notes that you need to take note of, is only letters. They don't allow hyphens or numbers in your domain names. That's number one. Only .com, .io, or .me. And for like a keyword name, they want you to capitalize both words of the key name, like the first letter of both names. And for invented names, which are actually all the names that we're going to be submitting today, they can all be lowercase. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your names. So here are all my names that I'm going to be submitting. Okay. And I'm literally going to copy and paste. It's that simple. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to copy that. Once you copy that into the form, it says it usually takes about 18 days for you to get an answer back. I think the first time that I did this, I get an answer back within like 2 weeks or so. So between 14 and 18 days, I would say, is a good estimate. So the next thing we're going to do, so as you can see, it counts down 5 here on the left-hand side. So it's basically letting you know that it registered 5 domains that you're submitting for review to be potentially purchased by Brand Bucket. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on next. And then basically it's going to go through and it's going to say you can submit up to 25 domain names at one time. And we have 5 credits available, which if you guys haven't checked out the previous video, I'm going to link the video in the description about describing what Brand Bucket is, that it's a secret side hustle that you can make endless amounts of money using your creativity and your brain as far as coming up with domain names. So I'm going to link that in the description, and also I'll link it up here somewhere. It'll show up. Okay, so we have 5 credits available. Balance is 5 credits. So I'm going to click on submit. And then that's it. That's how simple it is to submit through Brand Bucket. So then they give you this little kind of detailed guide on, all right, what's next? You know, this kind of thing. So they give you the domains that you submitted right here, and then what's the next step. And they'll reach out to you via email if they're a good match. So if they like any of these 5 domains, or if they like none of them, they will say, sorry, we're going to reject all 5, or they might just give you an offer on one of them. It depends on if they like them or not. So we just have to wait for them to reach out in about 18 days, maybe 21 days, give or take. And I'm going to post a part 3 of this series, a follow-up video, to let you guys know if they thought all these domains were rejected, if they didn't like any of them, or if they like one of them or 2 of them or whatever it is. And we'll go through the process, be really transparent so you guys can see the full process to know what to expect if you were to submit domains. So that's pretty much it. So if we go down, that's it for the submittal process. So if you guys enjoyed this content and you liked it and you thought it was valuable and it was helpful and hopefully it was easy to follow, I'd really appreciate it if you could give a thumbs up, like the video, and also please consider subscribing. That would really, really help out the channel and help us spread out to more people so we can get the content out and teach more people. That's ultimately what we want to do here. So until next time, be well, be safe. Thank you. Did you know that flipping domains can be a really profitable side hustle? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video tutorial, we're going to talk about how to flip domains, and specifically, we're going to talk about flipping domains, aka selling domains, on Afternic, which is a company that's owned by GoDaddy. So what you're seeing here is, this is the main Afternic dashboard. So there's a bunch of different things here. Not only can you sell domains on Afternic, but you can also buy domains. So for today's video tutorial purposes, we're only going to be selling domains. So I have 5 domains that I'm going to be listing, and I'm going to walk you through step by step. Very easy process. We're going to go through all the steps. We're going to cover everything from A to Z so you understand everything, what's involved, all the different little options and clicks that you can make. So let's get right in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on List Domains. And then what we see here is this is actually a kind of a predated dashboard right here. They actually have an updated version of what it's like to list the domains in terms of like the UI, the user interface. So we're going to go down to that to make it a little bit easier, a little bit more modern. So if you scroll down a little bit, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with using this interface. I just like the look of the new one better. So I'm going to click on Use the new 2.0 Afternic beta interface. So click on that. and then here we are. So this is the new interface. It's really simple. There's not a lot of clutter going on. So we're going to click here on portfolio, and then we're going to click on add domains. So what it's going to do is it's going to give us a box that we can enter in all of our domains. So really simple. All you got to do is enter your domain and then do the domain itself and then .com or .net or whatever your domain is that you want to sell. So I'm going to click on this text editor here, and these are all the 5 domains that I'm going to list. So I'm just going to copy these, and then we are going to paste these right here into the box right here. So then once you have that set, then we're going to click on next. Okay. So now what you're going to see is this is the first thing that we see as far as when you list them. So we have all these options, and we're going to go through every column so you guys understand what it's like realistically to list a domain. So at the very top, it basically says, now is the time to price the domain. So after Nick wants us to, they recommend setting a minimum price. So what that means is the minimum price that we're willing to accept. So what we're also going to look at here is there is, after Nick, as do all host providers, they charge a commission for you to list your domain on the marketplace. So if you use the after Nick name servers, that will lower or reduce the commission rate, the amount of money that Afternic takes when the sale is completed. And we'll go through that here in a little bit, a couple steps ahead. But if you list their name servers versus using somebody else's, whoever you own your domain through, whether it be maybe like Namecheap or maybe Dan.com, whoever else, it doesn't matter, whoever you bought your domain through. So we'll cover that here in a moment. So that's good to note though, because that means that Afternic is going to take less of a cut. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the first one, and we're going to see it tells you the domain name and then estimated value. If you click on this, what it's going to do is it's going to give you an estimated value. Afternic has their own algorithm that goes through and it'll start crawling the domains. Anything that is kind of close or comparable to your domain, they'll give you an estimate, and they make sure to mention very frequently that this is not guaranteed. That's not set in stone. That's not concrete. It doesn't mean that you're going to get $122 for your domain, but just kind of like a guide for you to be able to set it. So for buy now price, what that means is if we hover over here, buy now basically means, is there a dollar figure in your head that if somebody were to come off somewhere off the street and say, I want to buy your domain, and you say, okay, I don't want bidding to be involved. If you want to buy it now and just get it done, I'm going to set it for $5,000 or something. Usually the buy it now price is higher. So it's something that you can set, and it's kind of like it's a higher price, but like, I want to say wishful thinking, but you want to set a little bit higher and then maybe hope that somebody buys it if they want the domain bad enough. So that's a buy now price. So we're going to skip that for a minute. And then the floor price is basically if Afternic has their own brokers who go through and they can negotiate a price with the customer. So if the floor price, you can set whatever the floor price is, and the broker, if the price is at or above the price that they set, then there won't need to be anything else done as far as like selling of the domain and transferring and doing all the paperwork on the back end. The broker would negotiate that. So we're not actually going to go through that process. I'm not going to use a floor price. So what we'll do is we'll just do for the instance of this tutorial, for the minimum offer, what I'm going to do is I'll just keep them all at $20 for the minimum offer to make it real easy. And I'm going to go down, I'm going to click use estimated value for all of these. Okay. So what you can see is for the estimated value for the other ones is less than $100. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it at, for the buy it now price, I'm going to set it at $99. So for buy it now, since they estimate it at 100, I'm just going to say 99. And you can set this for whatever you'd like. And you can always go back in and you can edit this later. whatever you'd like to do. So for buy it now, because the estimated value is $122, I'm going to set it for 150. And I'm actually just pulling these numbers out of my head. So just for the instance of this tutorial. So that looks good there. So everything's set there. Remember, we're going to skip the floor price. So I'm going to click on submit. And then it's going to take us to the next screen. Okay, so now it says there's 5 domains that are successfully added. So as you can see, why is there more domains in here? We just added 5. So why are there more domains? So I actually have some domains that I had in I think it was last year, and I set them up for sale on Afternic. So we'll just kind of pretend those don't exist for this exact video tutorial. So what we're going to do next is we're going to click on one of the brand new domains that we added. So the first one, let's click on here. This one is Work Sucks Club. So what we can do is go over this way. We're going to click on Action, and then we're going to click on View Details. So what this is going to do, it's going to show us a nice little dashboard with metrics on it, and it gives you little tidbits of information. Here in the top left, we can see the pricing. You have a pricing menu, which you can see here. Status is listed. That means that it's live. It's live on Afternic. Featured means, is it a featured post? It's not featured post. You can decide if you want to do a featured post or not. I believe that costs a little bit extra money, but I'm not going to do a featured post for that. Buy now price, we set the buy now price, no floor price, and then $20 minimum offer. So next we're going to look at the parking activity. Because there's nothing listed here, because the domains were just listed for sale right now and they haven't been officially parked yet. So if you come over here to the right side, it gives you the domain details. So it says listed on Afternic on September 4th, 2022. And I'm pretty sure that's when I bought it. But this really doesn't matter. It just gives you an indication of, you know, how long you've had it here. So if you go down to our estimate, this is a nice little kind of spot that gives you an insight into what other domains that are close to this have sold for. So it gives you the domain itself, and it tells you what it sold for. So we see one here all the way from $12 all the way up to like $3,500, $3,600. So these aren't exactly like for like as far as the domain itself, but just to give you an idea, something close that they found that could be relatable. So then if you scroll down, we are going to see transfer information. What the transfer information is it goes through the system and enables the domain to transfer instantly. So basically, you prove that you own the domain, and that's through updating the name servers and other different verification forms. And that way, GoDaddy, which is Afternic, Afternic knows that the domain belongs to you, and therefore everything is set and you can transfer a lot faster. You don't have to worry about it. So they do say that domains that don't qualify for fast transfer, they'll be listed on a manual transfer on the standard network, which basically means there's more manual steps that you have to take. So it's in your best interest to have it fast transfer eligible and go through and make sure that you update the name servers. And we're going to cover that here in just one moment. So the next thing we're going to look at here is we're going to go over here to settings. So if you click on settings, these are the 3 different options that you can choose as a seller. And you can say, this is called a landing page. So when someone goes to this domain, this is worksucksclub.com. So I'll show you what it looks like right now. So if you click on here, we're going to go to worksucksclub.com. So right now, this is the default page right here. So it says worksucksclub.com, domain is available. It basically is asking for someone to fill out their contact information, and then they can get a price. So this is something to where it's kind of like the standard, the default, but we're not going to use this one because to me, it's not instantaneous enough. You want to try to entice somebody with more of a impulsive buy, something that maybe is more of, they know they want it and they want to get it at this moment, but they don't want to type in all their information in order to see the price. So to me, this is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a turnoff if someone wants to buy now, but they don't have the time to go through and type all this stuff in. So what we're going to choose, that's the request price, this one. This one, cash parking, is a landing page that allows GoDaddy or Afternic to put ads on there, which you would think that would be good, and it's typically reserved for the higher price domains. And all these domains that we're selling today are really, really low prices. So I'm going to go with the one in the middle that says buy it now. So I'm going to click on buy it now. And what this basically looks like is, let's see if we can get a bigger picture of it. Okay, so it won't give us a bigger picture, but basically, I know it's really small, but you can see it says buy now in the middle, has a buy now button, and then it gives you the domain itself. And it just allows you to cut right to the chase. So the buy it now is, if we select that, we're going to click on save, and then we're going to go back to pricing. So the buy it now button would say, okay, this domain is for sale right now for $99. And when somebody clicks that buy now button, this is the price that they're going to see. So that's that. So that's what I would recommend, would be as far as under settings, as far as a landing page. If there's anything, say, that's under a couple $1,000s, I would recommend doing the buy it now. I just feel like that's more of a impulsive landing page. You know, as humans, we want everything instant gratification. So I would say choose that one, and that one has the best click-through rate, in my opinion. So we're going to click on back to pricing, and then I'm going to go over here to show you the breakdown of these 3 different options for landing pages. So what you can see here is on the right side. So it's basically saying if you use one of their landing pages, Afternic, one of those 3 that we just mentioned, you can reduce the commission rate from 25% to 15%, down to 15%. So that means, let's say you listed a domain for $100 and the commission rate is 25% if you don't use one of these landing pages. So that means that out of you know, the $100, GoDaddy or Afternic is going to take $25. So because that's 25%. So if you don't want that, if you want GoDaddy or Afternic to take less of a commission, then you have to use one of these 3 landing pages, which the first step in order to do that is to set your name servers on your domain as these following 2 name servers, which point back to Afternic. So you don't necessarily have to understand what the name server is, why it's there, what it's for. It's just a matter of getting whatever the domain hosting platform that you have, changing your 2 name servers. And the domains that I have are under GoDaddy, so it's going to be real easy. So I'm going to flip over to GoDaddy, and this domain is, well, Work Sucks Club. Okay, so we're going to go to domain GoDaddy, and under domain portfolio for GoDaddy, I'm going to search for the domain. Oops, that's not it. So I'm going to type in worksucksclub.com, and then I'm going to click on search, and this dashboard that you see is GoDaddy. So Work Sucks Club, and then I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to see edit name servers. Click on that, and then it's going to say, here's the GoDaddy name servers, and these are recommended, which would be fine if you're not selling the domain on Afternic. That is a standard protocol for GoDaddy, but since we're not going to do anything with these domains, and we want to speed up this process of actually listing the domains, we're going to click on I'll use my own name servers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to type in or copy and paste the 2 name servers. So that's the first one, and the second one is going to be NS2. So copy that. Then we're going to go back here, click on that, and click on save. And there's nothing else to this. It's just those 2. Okay, so it basically wants, it's just validating, saying this is a risky operation. This could destroy your website. This could bring everything down if you don't know what you're doing. It's a very dangerous task, which is fine because there's nothing on these domains. They're not attached to a website. They don't have anything attached to them. So we're going to click on continue, which is fine, nothing to worry about. Okay, success, your request is in progress. So it's going to go through. It usually takes about maybe 24 or 48 hours is what they say for the name server to update. So if we go back over here to Afternic, let's go down to step 2. So step 2 is next, review the for sale lander options and select one that best fits your domain. And those are the 3 options, the 3 images that we saw a little bit ago. So step number 1 is request price lander, which is the default. And this one, and this is according to Afternic, this one is it's the best lander for the average price to the high value domains. So like we were mentioning, a couple grand or more, I would probably use this request price lander. Option 2, which is buy it now, which is the one that we're going to choose, recommended for lower value domains. Again, because it's an impulse buy, so we want to have the option for the customer to hit buy now and just get it done. So, and then number 3 is park with Afternic and use a for sale banner, cash parking. So this one is definitely recommended for domains with the potential to earn ad revenue and higher buyer inquiries. So a lot more premium domains, which these are not premium domains. So let's go back over here to Afternic. And once again, if you click on settings, these are the 3 options that we just talked about. So request price, number 1, buy it now, number 2, and cash parking, number 3. So we're using buy it now. And that's the one that we're going to use for this one. So that's it as far as the back end, what you absolutely have to do in order to A, lower your commission that Afternic takes, and B, get your domain listed on Afternic. So we're going to go back over here to Afternic, and that's all you have to do. Once you see that it says status is listed, you can go in here and you can click edit, and we can figure out if there's something that you want to change or you want to update. You can update it on the fly, and you could change it. You can, if you say you don't want it listed, you could unlist it. So if you want to temporarily take it off the market, you can do that. But we're going to leave it listed. So I'm just going to hit cancel here. And so that's the one domain. So you would basically repeat that process for every domain that you wanted to sell on Afternic. And this video tutorial is for Afternic and GoDaddy, since they are the same company. That's probably the easiest way to do this and the most smoothest way, just in terms of the name servers. But it doesn't mean that it can't be done. If you have a domain from a different host provider, you can still sell your domain on Afternic. You just need to be a little more creative and read a little bit more in depth about the name servers. So that's the details, and that's pretty much how you, so we went through and we listed the domain, we chose our landing page, we chose the buy now landing page, we priced it, and we got it set up, and we also updated our name servers. So those are all the steps when it comes to listing a domain on Afternic. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know it's a longer video, but this tutorial is really in depth and it shows you a step-by-step process. So if you like this video, if you found it valuable and beneficial and it helped you through listing some of your domains, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and please consider subscribing. That would greatly help out the channel. Until next time, be well, be safe. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to watch this video coming up next, which talks about the 7 laziest side hustles for 2025.